Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to the part 2 of the Recycle app from the scratch by using Flutter, and for the backend we are going to use is a Firebase. So on this series we are going to cover user authentication, how to manage the user earned points, managing all the items that the user want to dispose from the admin panel. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. Now let's get started. But before we move forward, I want to introduce you to app crafting. So this is a startup started by me. So if you are looking for the app for your business or resume, we are going to make a budget friendly app for you. You can simply fill this contact form and can send us the requirements to get an awesome app in both Play Store and App Store. You can find the link of the app crafting in the description box. Before we move to the code, let me show you how our Recycle app will look alike and what we are going to get once you complete this awesome Recycle app series. Yeah, so you will also get to know like what all features we are going to add on this Recycle app. So here you can see the there is an onboarding screen, and in the onboarding screen we have just added one image, you can say as a graphic image that simply matches with our Recycle app. So here it has written go green and save energy, and we have just added the headline to app which is like recycle your waste products, easily collect household waste and generate less waste. So this is the title and the headline that we have added in our onboarding screen, and just below you can see the get started button, and through this button will directly land to the login page. And in the login page you can see that at the top we have added one more graphic image that will simply indicate our Recycle app, and we have added the important headline or the title which is like reduce, reuse, recycle, repeat, that simply indicate the main phrase of an Recycle app. And here you can see that we have written every item you recycle makes a difference. So that's a reality. And now you can see that this is a get started text, and just below this you can see that there is a sign in with Google button. So yes, we are going to add a Google authentication on this app, though I have added an email authentication many times before in my channel. So I thought that let's bring something new on this series, and we have added the Google authentication on this app. So you will get to know how to use this authentication in your app. So we'll click to this, and here I'll just sign in with one of my Google account, and will directly move to the home page of the app. Yep. So here it is, and we have successfully landed to the home page of the app. And in the home page you can see that the hello text with a username which will be shown over here with a user image, and here you can see that there is one more image which simply says that earn points for discarded trash. So let me explain you like what is the basic idea of making this Recycle app. So here the user will going to upload the item they want to dispose, and that will be shown to the admin panel. So yes, we are going to add the admin panel on this app, from where the admin can see all the items that the users has been requested to dispose, and the user need to just select the category for which item they need to dispose, like either it is a plastic, paper, battery or a glass. So these are the four categories that I have added on the app. Now if the user I will say if the user will request for any of the item they want to dispose, and the admin simply approve that, then they will get some points for the item they dispose. Now the points I'm going to show you like how it will be shown, and they can simply redeem that point and can get some money in their bank account. So this is the basic idea of a app. So through this app the user can simply earn some money as well. Now let's move, and here we'll click to the plastic. So for example, if I want to dispose a plastic, now I just need to upload the image, and here we just need to enter the address. So here you can see that it simply says that enter your address you want the item to be picked. So by entering this address the admin can be known like from where they just need to pick this item. And for example, if we want to dispose a Pepsi bottle, though I have just picked a random image just to show you how the image picker will going to work. So here we just need to enter the quantity of the item that we need to dispose. So I'll just write the address something like this. So I'll write near main market something like this, yeah, and we'll just enter the quantity up to 3 and we'll click to the upload button, and you can see that it takes just a few seconds to upload the item. Now let's move back to the home page, and here you can see that this is the pending request, and in the pending request it's going to show all the requests that the user will demand for. Yeah, now here let's move to the points page, and in the points page you can see that it simply shows that how much points that the user have earned. So it is now 0. Yep. So when the when the admin will give the approval for the package that the user demand for, then the points will be simply added over here. And in the last transaction you can see that it simply shows the date from which date the user demand for the points they need to redeem, and it also shows the status, and this status will be like if the money has been transferred to their bank account or not. Yes, we are going to show this status is in the user side of the app. So let me move to the admin panel and let me approve all the things that the user demand for, so that I can show you in the real time like how it going to work. Yep. So here we'll move to the admin login page, and in the admin login page you can see that there is a 2 section which is a username and the password. So we are going to provide the unique username and the password to the each admin so that they can simply log in the admin panel. Yeah, so now we'll click to this login button, and here we'll run to the home admin page from where the admin can simply give the approval for the items that the user want to dispose. And the second thing is a redeem request. Now if the user request for any points they want to redeem, the points or the request will be shown over here. Now let's give the approval for this one. So I'll click to the approve button, and you can see that we have simply give the approval for the item. Yep. So let's move to the to the user side so that I can show you how much points that the user have earned. So here we'll move to the points page, and you can see that in our app we have done something like this. If the admin approve for the one item, then we are going to add the 100 points. Like each time we are going to add the 100 points to the user side. So here you can see that the points that the user have earned, it simply shows 100. Now if I want to redeem the 15 points, I'll click to this redeem points, and in the add point I will just add the point like how much points I need to redeem, and I need to add a UPI ID. Now if you are watching this video from India, then you know that what is an UPI ID. But if you are watching this video from outside India, I will suggest you that please add the bank account details, like allow the user to enter their bank account details, and the admin can simply send their money in their bank account. So I need to just enter the random UPI ID something like this, and we'll click to the add button, and you can see that it simply shows that the status is pending and at which date I have tried to redeem the points. Yeah, so now let's approve this one, and let's see how the status will going to change in the real time. Yep, so let's switch to the admin panel. So here we have landed to the home admin page. Now we'll click to the redeem request, and this is, you can see that I have just requested to redeem a 50 points, the UPI ID and the username, which is my name Shivam Gupta, and now I'm going to approve this by clicking to this approve button, and it will just take a few seconds to highlight that in the user side. So let's switch to the user side and let's see what status has been updated over there. So here we'll move to the points, and you can see that once we have approved from the admin panel, it just take a few seconds to highlight that the money has been transferred to their bank account. So this is what we can do in our points page, and at last you can see the profile page where the user can simply log out and delete account. Other buttons that they can use and can just delete their account as well. So these are all the things that we have done in our Recycle app, and this will be one of the most interesting series that you are going to learn. And if you want to get the source code of this awesome app, I will provide you the link in the description box. You can get it from there, and if you are facing to get a source code, let me know in the Instagram ID, because I will provide you the link of my Instagram ID in the description box. And if you want to pay from the other payment methods, let me know. I'll try to help you as soon as I can. Yep. So now let's get started. But before we move forward, I want to introduce you to app crafting. So this is a startup started by me. So if you are looking for the app for your business or resume, we are going to make a budget friendly app for you. You can simply fill this contact form and can send us the requirements to get a awesome app in both Play Store and App Store. You can find the link of the app crafting in the description box. Let's move, and here you are going to see this is the page which is a login.dart page that I've created in the pages folder. So this is the login.dart page. Now as I've told you that we are also going to add a authentication on this awesome recycle app. So here this is the login page. First I'm going to create the UI for our login page, then we are going to add a backend with a Firebase. Yeah, so this is the login page. You can simply create this page, and I have added one of the image to use in the login page, as you can see here. So this is the image that we can use in the login page. It take me like too much time to find this image and then use it in the app. So the designing thing is not very easy. One thing I want to tell you all, that design thing is not very easy to see and to research and to make a perfect design for the app. It's a really tough job. It's take a lots of time to research, to think, and to make the design. So show your support, because I need your support as well to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to support more, you can just buy the source code of this app, because as I keep the amount so minimal that the each and everyone can simply get a code. So you can show your support as well by buying the code, because that will help us to get some more chance to bring some more awesome series in this channel, right? So here let's move to the login page, and you can see that this is the image that I've added. Now just below this I will add one more icon. So for that I'll just use image.asset, and here I'm going to just write images folder and the image file name. So the image file name that I'm going to use over here is, I think so, it is a recycle.png. Yeah, so here I'm going to just write the image file name, which is recycle.png, something like this. So there is some bug or error. We are simply hot reloading the file. It says that recycle.png unable to load the asset. Why? Images folder recycle.png. So this is the image I want to use. So let me rename this file name to recycle1, and let's test it back again. I can't use this. There is some error, I guess. So I think so I need to like rerun the complete project again, so that I can load all these images that I have written over here. Yeah, so it simply says that image just recycle.png. There is some image can't be loaded because I've just added one image and I've just renamed the file name, so that's why it can't simply like link up the specific image that I passed over here. So let me rerun the complete app again, and I'll just get back in few seconds. Yeah, so here you can see that this is the image that I'm going to use. So I'll just pass the space from the top. So I'll use the size box height. Let's pass 20.0, which will be enough, I guess. Yeah, so this is the image as you can see here. Yeah, so here the text is, so let me show you. So here I'm going to use a text widget, and I'm going to just paste that text directly, which is reduce, reuse, recycle, repeat. Yeah, so this is the text we are going to pass over here. So let's pass the styling first, and in the styling I'll use the app widget class. Why to use a text style? So that app widget dot headline text fill style, and we'll just pass the font size. Let's pass 20.0, which is enough, I guess. So we can do one thing, like we can show reduce, reuse, recycle, something like this. And we can just pass the repeat text in the color green. Yeah, so this is the thing we can do. So I need to copy the size box, and we'll just paste it over here, something like this, and we'll increase the font size up to 30, or let's pass up to 25, which will be enough, I guess. So reduce, reuse, and just below this I'll show one more text in the color green. So for that I'll just use a text widget, and in the text widget I'll just need to pass the text which is repeat. Yeah, and here I'm going to just pass the styling by using, I don't think so app widget class has anything that mention. Yeah, it has, we have passed. Okay, so app widget dot and here I'll just pass a green text style. Let's pass the font weight or font size, sorry, 24.0, which is not enough, I guess. So I'll just pass up to 35 and let's see. Yeah, so here is the text, which is reduce, reuse, recycle and repeat. Yeah, so once we have shown this text, now here I will also show the title of this app. So I'll write text, or you can say a headline, not a headline, it can be a title. Yeah, you can say a title. So here I'll just write every item you recycle makes a difference. Yeah, so here I'm going to just pass a styling by using app widget class again. So I'll write app widget dot, and here I will write normal text style and we'll just pass 20.0. Yeah, and we'll use the /n so that we can change the line successfully. And once we have done this thing, now we can center this with the help of center widget, not a center widget, text align, and we can use text align dot center, so that we can directly center this something like this. Yeah, now I'll copy this and we'll just paste it back here again, and we'll just pass up to 40. Yeah, we can provide the space. No, from the top I guess it is okay. So every item you recycle makes a difference, and we can just pass a get started text. I think so it will look good. So here I'll use text widget back again and we'll just write get started. Yep, so I'll just pass the style app widget class dot, and here I'll just pass green text style and we'll just pass 20.0 get started, like this. Yeah, and if you want you can increase the font size, is up to your choice. 24 is okay, I guess. Now just below this there will be buttons that I need to create. So for the buttons I'll just create one container, and in the container I just need to pass a decoration, a box decoration. Let's pass the color first, which is colors.green, and now I'm going to just pass the colors.green. And now, as I've told you that in the authentication I will use a Google authentication. So as I used to use like login and sign up page in my each-of series, but I've used like Google authentication in one or two series, or I think so I haven't used Google authentication at all in any of my series. So this will be the new thing for you all, though I try my best to bring anything new as I can in my each of series. So that will simply help you to know lots of things regarding a Flutter and how we can use that feature in the app. Yeah, so this is the Google authentication feature that I'm going to simply teach you all. So here I'll just pass a child, row, children, and now I'm going to just pass the image. So as I've told you that we are going to use a Google authentication, so let's use a Google logo over here, so that it will make a more sense that it is a Google authentication. Yeah, so for that I just paste one image which is Google logo. Here you can see this. Now I'll directly use this again by using image.asset, and here I'll just write images folder name and the image file name, which is google.png, and we'll just pass the height 50, width 50, and we can just pass fit box fit.cover, something like this. Now we can just see that image. So this is the image we are going to use. I hope that it is clear, or it is okay, I guess. Or if you want we can just pass like this also. So let me try if it look good. So here I'll just wrap up with a container box decoration, and I'll just pass the colors dot white, something like this. And here I'll just pass the padding edge insert dot all, and we'll just pass up to 5. Yeah, so I'll just also pass border radius. So for that I just need to pass border radius dot circular, and we can just directly pass 60. Yeah, so this is how we can show the Google logo as well. It looks good, I guess. We'll just pass the height like this. We'll also increase the height of this container. So let's pass up to 100. 100 will be too much. Let's pass 40. 40 too less. Let's pass 80. Yeah, so this is the thing we can do. Why I passed over here, sorry for that. We just need to pass it over here. So 80. Now here I'm going to just show the text, but before that let's pass the margin as well. So write margin edge insert dot only from the left, 20.0 from the right. Let's pass 20.0, something like this. We can pass padding as well. So write padding edge insert dot only from the left, 20.0. Yeah, something like this. Now once we have shown this, now we can directly show the text over here. So for the text, I'll just pass a text widget. So I'll write text widget, and here I'll just write sign in with Google. Yeah, and here I'll just pass the styling by using app widget class. So write styling app widget class dot, and here I'll just pass white text style 20.0. Yeah, so I'll just pass like 28.0, which will be too much. Let's pass 25. We can pass a width. So I'll write size box with with 20.0, something like this. Yeah, now I can pass border radius to this complete container. So write border radius dot circular. Let's directly pass 20. Yeah, or you can directly do 30 as well. It's up to your choice. Or 60 will be too much. Let's pass 30. 30 is okay. Yeah, if you think what fit best for you, if you want to go to 60, 20, 30, it's up to your choice. Yeah, so I'm thinking that what really fit best over here, I'm using that much circular radius. Yeah, so here I'm also going to provide the elevation, but before that let's also pass the space from the top. So right, size box height, let's pass 50.0, which will be enough. Yeah, so this is what we can do. Or we can do up to, yeah, 50 is okay. We can provide some more space over here. Let's pass 80, and we will decrease down up to 30. Yeah, so this is what we can do. Now here, as I've told you, that we are also going to provide the elevation. So for that, I'll wrap up with a material widget, and in the material widget I'll just pass the elevation 3.0, and we need to copy the margin because we haven't passed the margin outside this material widget. So I'll cut out the margin from here. We'll directly paste over here. We need to copy the border radius as well. So I'll copy this and we'll directly paste it something over here. Yeah, so this is how we can pass the elevation to this container, and it looks really great, I guess. It is. Yeah. So this is the thing that we have done, which is sign in with Google. Now once we have done this thing, now let's connect the app with a Firebase. Though I have shown only sign in with Google, if you also want to show sign in with Apple, you can also do that, because I've already made one video where I've taught all the authentication in one video. So you can follow that video if you want to add a Apple authentication. So this is what we are going to add, which is sign in with Google, because I know that many of them doesn't have a Mac. They must be coding in Windows laptop. So the Apple authentication will not going to work in a Windows laptop. So that's why I keep the thing simple by using Google authentication, which will work on both Mac and the Windows laptop. Yeah. So let's move to the Firebase, and here we need to enter a project name. So I'll just write recycle app over here. Now we'll click to the continue back again, continue again. We'll use default account for Firebase, click on create project. So as you can see that Firebase is preparing a project. So wait for a few seconds until it is done. Yeah. So our project is ready. Now click on continue, and we'll directly land to the our Firebase account, and here you can see that we can connect the iOS, Android and web app with a Firebase. So let's move with the Apple authentication, not an authentication, an Apple connection, then we'll move to the Android. Yeah, so we need a Apple bundle ID. So let's move to the Xcode first. So for the Xcode, I just launched the Xcode from here, and I'll show you from where we need to copy this Apple bundle ID. So Xcode will take some time to launch. Now let's move to the runner, signing and capabilities. Now copy this bundle identifier, paste it over here, click on register app, download this Google service-info.plist file app, and if you have any old folder with a same name, you just need to remove that first, and then you need to rename that file as it has been shown in the Firebase. Yeah, and we just need to paste it below the info, click on finish, done, click on next, continue to the console. Yeah, so here you can see that we have added the iOS app. Now let's move with Android app, and we need an Android package name. So for that, I'll just close this Xcode first, this file also. We'll move to the Android app buildgradle.kts. Now copy this application ID from here, we'll directly paste it, click on register app. Now download this Google services.json file, and again if you have any older file with a same name, you can remove that first. Yeah, so just remove this. and we'll just rename the file name. So I'll rename, and we'll just rename the file name, and we'll directly paste in Android app folder. Yeah, so once we have done this thing, now let's move and click on next. Now we need to copy this plugin, and let's move to the setting gradle.kts, and we need to directly paste it in the plugin section. Now move back again over here, and we need to copy this complete plugin, not a complete plugin, this plugin ID, and we need to just paste it over where over here. Move to the plugin section, just below paste this command thing that it has written, which is the Flutter Grader plugin must be applied after the Android Kotlin Grader plugin. Yeah, so we need to just paste it after this command line, and once we have done this thing, we don't need to copy this dependencies. Click on next, continue to the console. So here you can see that it just take a few seconds to connect the app for both iOS and Android. Now let's move to the pub because we need to add some of the necessary packages from the pub to our pub.xml file so that you can use all that necessary features that the Firebase has. Yeah. So we'll move over here and we'll directly land to the a pub, and first package is a Firebase core. Now I'm going to also tell you that the usage of this packages that I'm going to paste that in our app. Yeah. So first is a Firebase core. So we need to connect a Firebase with our Flutter app. So Firebase core is a main function to provide the connection with a Firebase to our Flutter app. Yeah. So I'll directly paste it in the dependencies section. Now let's move to our second package, which is Cloud Firestore. As the package name says that it simply help us to use a Cloud Firestore, which is Firestore database, so that we can upload our data to the Firestore database. No worries if you are hearing the Firestore database for the first time, because I've told many times before, but if you are new to this channel, then do not need to worry. Firestore database is thing that I'm going to explain you in the coming parts or in this part. Yeah, so here I'll just need to copy the third package, which is random string. Now this is also one of the interesting and the most usage package that we are going to use, which is random string, because we are going to provide the unique ID to the each users who are going to log in our app. Yeah, so this is the third package. Now the fourth package is Firebase Auth. As the name says, it provides the authentication to our Flutter app. So we need to copy this, directly paste it in the pub.xml file. So 4 packages done, Cloud Firestore. Now here I add one more package, which is Firebase Storage. Now we'll say that Shivam, how you are adding this, because Firebase Storage is not free. Yes, I know that, but there will be a two ways. Like as I've told you that the user will simply click the picture of that specific item they want to dispose, and that image will be directly uploaded to the Firebase storage. Now you will say that Firebase storage is not free, Shivam, then how I going to use that? So that's correct, but there is a two way. I want to tell you that the first way is that if you want, you can upgrade your project to the Blaze plan. A Blaze plan is not a fixed subscription that you need to pay. It is going to charge you according to the usage you are going to use. I mean the usage of a Firebase you are going to use. Yeah, so that doesn't have any fixed subscription. If you are making this app for just for your resume, then you can just use a Firebase storage. It won't going to charge you more than $1. I'm sure about it. Now the second thing is that if you don't want to add any type of plan in the Firebase, then I will also show you the second way. Like we can use this app without using a Firebase storage as well. So I'm going to show you both the path. It's up to your choice, like which path you want to choose. Yeah. So here let's move, and I'll move to the installing, and we are going to copy this package and we'll directly paste it here as well. Firebase storage. Now our last package is image picker. Maybe in future if we need any of the packages we are going to use, so I'm going to copy this, we directly paste it over here. So this is things that we need to do. Now if you are facing a version error when you are adding a package to a pub.xml file, you can remove these versions, because there would be a chance that you are using an old version of Flutter. So you can just remove all the versions from the respective packages, and the versions will be took accordingly what Flutter version you are using. Yeah, so these are the simple things. Now let's move and move to the main.dart file, because I am going to show you the two important line of the code that is very necessary to add in the Flutter app. Without adding these two lines, you will definitely face a problem. So I will also recommend you that please do not skip the video. I know that this series will be long. Take time, understand the code. Don't try to skip the code and just cover the important things, because there will be a something that you will simply miss and it will simply throw the error. And by just skipping the video, it will take a lots of time to solve the error. So it better that to just give some time rather than wasting a lots of time in facing or solving that error. Yeah. So here I'll just write widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized, and here I'm going to just write await Firebase, and we'll just call Firebase dot initialize app. Yeah, so these are the two necessary commands we need to add. And once we have done this thing, now let's move back where let me show you. We need to move to the Firebase back again, because here we'll move to the authentication as we are going to use a Google authentication in our app. So we need to enable a Google authentication. So we'll click to this get started button. We'll move to the Google. We'll click on enable. We'll use the default account or default email ID. We'll click to the save, and the Google authentication will be enabled. Yeah. So it will take just a few seconds. Now here you can see that there says that provide the SHA1 fingerprint. I will add a Google authentication code and I will tell you that how to get a SHA1 fingerprint. So click on done. SHA1 fingerprint is just for the Android. If you are using a Mac or if you are an iOS user, then do not need to worry. You don't need to add anything extra. Yeah. So here, once we have done the thing for the Google, now let's move to the Firestore database. And here we need to just enable a Firestore database so that we can upload our data over here. Yeah. So we'll click to the create database, click on next, create button, and you can see that it will just take us some time to set up the security rules for the Cloud Firestore. And once it is done, now we'll move to the rules section and we'll change the rules from false to true. And by using this command, we can successfully upload the data to the Firestore database. Now we'll click to this publish button and we'll directly move back to our app. So no one will going to steal your data, so do not need to worry, your data will not be get steal. Yeah, so these are the things. Now let's move and let's add the execution for our Google authentication. Now here in the services folder, I'm going to create a new file name which is auth.dart, and here I'm going to do one thing. First, I'm going to create a class name which is auth methods, and here I'm going to write all the complete functions that we need to handle. Yeah, so I'll write auth methods, something like this. And once we have wrote this thing, now here I'm going to just write a function name which is sign in with Google. Yeah, this is the function, and here I'm going to just write build context, something like this. And once we have wrote this thing, now I can write async final Firebase auth is equals to Firebase auth dot instance. Yeah, so these are the some commands that we need to usually pass to handle a Google authentication. So these are the simple things, so do not need to okay, I forgot to add one of the most important package over here, which is sign in with Google. We haven't added a Google authentication package till now to handle a Google authentication, and I was just in a process of adding a Google authentication. So sometime it happens, so do not need to worry. Let me add that package first. So here I'll just move and we'll search like sign in with Google. Yeah, so this is the package name that we are going to use, which is Google signing, I guess. So we'll move to the installing. We need to copy this package and we'll directly paste it something over here. Yeah, so run this package as well. Now we can use this Google signing. Now here let's move and first let's call this, I guess there would not be any problem, so let Google sign in. Yeah, and now I'm going to use Google sign in is equals to Google sign in, Google signing is equals to Google sign in. Yeah, something like this. Now there will be some functions that we need to write in a sign in with Google to handle a Google authentication, but you don't need to remember all these functions that we usually write in this signing with Google. You can copy the code from the source code if you bought it. If not, you can just pause a video and can write the code as well. So I'll just get in a few seconds. So let me write that code. Yeah. So now here you can see that this is the necessary functions that I've written in signing with Google. So here, so this is the thing. Now once the user detail we get over here, we can just check that if the result that we get once the user sign in with Google is not equals to null, then we can successfully store that data. Yeah, so let's create this thing and let's add the data to the Firestore database. As I've told you that we are also going to upload the data to the Firestore database, because without uploading data to the Firestore database, we can't handle the all the things or recycle items that the user going to dispose. Yeah, so here what I'm going to do is that first I'm going to create a map. Now you will see that Shivam, what is a map? So let me explain you. A map is something that is a combination of key and value pairs. Now what is a key and what is a value, you will say. So here the key we are going to use is a string, and the value that we are going to pass will be in the form of dynamic. Now the string is indicated in the double inverted comma. I think so you know that, you are very smart. So the thing that simply indicated in the double inverted comma will act as a string, and in the dynamic, as the word says dynamic, so we can simply pass the number, boolean character, string, anything in the dynamic side. Yeah, so here I'm going to just pass the map name, which is user info map, something like this. And now once we have wrote this, now let's pass the necessary details. So first I'm going to just pass the user email. So I'll write email. Now to get the email from the email ID, or you can say Google ID he used to authenticate in the app, we just need to pass user details dot email, something like this, and we can just pass a null check, something like this. And once we have passed this, we have first passed the email, then we can pass the username. Sorry, we don't need a username. Why I'm passing username? We can directly write this name, and here I'm going to just pass the username. No, sorry, username, not name. Yeah, so user details dot name, we can just pass like this, and you can see that it simply shows a display name. So we can just pass display name, then we can pass the image URL as well. So I'll write image, something like this, and we'll just pass user details dot, and you will see the photo URL. Yeah, so this is the image name. Now here I'm going to pass the ID, and that will be the unique ID. So I'll write user details dot UID, so that will be the unique ID. So this is the thing, and this is the 4, which is email, name, image, ID that I have passed. Yeah, so let's pass the data to the Firestore database. So for that I'll move to the service folder, and we'll simply create a new file name, which is database.dart, and here I'll just pass a class name, which is a database methods, sorry, class name, which is database methods, something like this. And now I'm going to just create a functions so that I can upload the data. So I'll write future, and we'll just write a function name, which is add user info. Yeah, so I'll write add user info, and first I'm going to just pass a map. So I'll write map string dynamic, and we'll just pass the user info map, something like this, info map, and then we need to pass a string ID. So ID I have passed because, as you know, that we are going to pass the unique ID to the each users, because there might be the case that there will be a 2 users with the same name, because it's a common thing that there will be a chance, like if you search Shivam on Facebook or Insta, you will see the thousands of users with the same name. So that's why we need to provide the unique ID to the each user, so that we can identify that a 2 Shivam with a 2 different ID. Yeah, so that we can show all the respective items that they want to dispose in the admin side of the app. Yeah, so here just write return, and we'll just write await, So first we need to pass async, then we need to write await, and here I'll just pass Firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, and here I'll pass instance dot collection, and in the collection I'm going to just pass the users collection dot, and here I'll just pass doc id dot set method, and we'll just pass the map name, which is user info map. Now if you are following this video in my channel, or if you are learning the app for the first time, then you will say that Shivam, what is collection ID and set method you have used? So let me explain you. Let's move to the Cloud Firestore. So here we are going to show all the collections. Here is the area where we are going to show all the document ID, and here we are going to show all the documents and the field name. Yeah. So users collection will be shown over here with all the specific doc ID that we are going to upload one by one. Yeah. So once we have wrote this thing, now let's call that function. So for that I'll just pass like over here. So I'll write await database methods. So I'll write database methods dot, and here I'll just call our function name, and we can just pass the map name, which is user info map, and we'll just pass the unique ID, which is user details dot uid. And once the user is authenticate, we can successfully show them a green light. So here I'll just use a green light or red light. You know that the use of green light, red light. If not, we are going to show the toast message in the form of green light. Yeah. Rather than showing the green light over here, we can directly push the user to the home page. So that's, I think so it will be much great. So for that I'll just write navigator dot push, and in case of push I'll use a push replacement. Now you will say that what is the difference between a push and push replacement? Like if there is two page 1 and 2. Now if you push the user from first page to the second page, and for an example, if he tap to the back button that the device has, he can move back to the first page back again, because we have used a push page. Push, not a push page, a push feature in the navigator function. Using a push replacement and pushing the user from first page to the second page, then the user device will simply overlap the first page over the second page, so there will be a no chance to go back from that side. I hope it is clear. If you try to understand me clearly, like each and everything I'm trying to tell, like what is I'm explaining, like difference between push and push replacement, you can use this feature and can see the difference if you want. Yeah. Now here I'll just pass a material page route where I'm going to push the user. So here I'll just write material page route, and we'll just write context, and in the context I'm going to just pass the our home page. Yeah. So this is the thing that we have written. So, and this is the function that we have created for sign in with Google. Now let's move, and here I'll also pass let's move here to our login page, and where we have shown this button, I'm going to wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the on tap method, first I'm going to call our auth method class. So I'll write auth methods dot sign in with Google function, something like this. Yeah, so this is the thing that we have done. Now you will say that yes, we have added a Google authentication in our Flutter app, and now we can successfully use a Google authentication. No, this is just a complete movie, but a climax is still left. So we need to add a climax in our Google authentication, because if you now tap to this button, then it will simply throw the error. So we haven't added a climax till now for our Google authentication. So let's add a climax first, and the climax that I am telling about is a SHA-1 key that I have told for an Android users. Now the Android users will say that we need to add some extra things to add a Google authentication, but it will be much better for the iOS users. So for the iOS users, the thing will not going to work for them as well, because in the Xcode we need to add the necessary thing to add a Google authentication. Yeah. So both the users work is not over till now to add a Google authentication. So let me show you first for the Android side, then we'll move to the iOS side, right? The SHA-1 key is different command that we need to pass for both Windows and iOS laptop. Yeah. So if I'll say the specific command that you are going to use, that doesn't make any sense, because in the Android not an Android, for an Android, if you are using a Windows laptop, then we need to add some of the necessary commands over there to access the SHA1 key and get that key. Yeah. Now you will say that Shivam, so that how we can do that, I will show you. If I can, I will definitely show you, but I will not recommend you to share the SHA1 key with any of one, because they can successfully get an access of your laptop, or it is not secure to show SHA1 key to any of that specific, any of the users. Yeah, so that's why I'm not going to show you all how to get SHA1 key from my device, because I don't want that my device to be get hacked and the hacker will get a complete access of my YouTube, because I want to upload some more videos to this YouTube channel. So that's why I'm not going to show you all like how to get SHA1 key, but I'm going to tell you the process from where you can get the SHA1 key. You can use a Stack Overflow website, as Stack Overflow website is the best website that you can recommend to get a SHA1 key. And as it is a world of an AI, so you can use a chat GPT, because chat GPT can help you like step by step process of how to get a SHA1 key. So these are the two processes from where you can successfully and easily can get a SHA1 key. Now let me show you, once you get a key, where to add on. So here we'll move to the Firebase, and in the Android you can click to this setting icon, and you will see that at the bottom it simply says that add fingerprint. So this is where we can add a SHA1 key, and it will simply show that, and click on save. And once you have done this thing, we have successfully added the SHA1 key for our iOS, not for iOS, for our Android side of the app. Yeah, for the iOS user, you just need to open the Xcode back again. So let me tell you again like what we are going to do for the iOS users. So the Xcode is launching. Now here we need to copy this, sorry, not copy, we need to download this Google services-info.plist file again, and we need to paste it back again. So remove or delete this one first. So first we need to delete this here, from move to trash. And once we have done this thing, now we need to copy that again. So let move, not over here, let me open this file, just remove the older file and rename the file again. Now you will say that Shivam, as we have already added the file, then why we are making all these changes? So there is one file name, let me show you. So let me paste this first, click on finish, and when we'll open this, and here you can see that this is a file, or you can say this is a list which can't be appear if we are adding the Google authentication package afterwards. When we have added this package, you know that we have added a package name which is Google signing in our perspec.ml file, and then we have added the package, not Google signing package. We have enabled the Google authentication after we have added the package, right? So that's why we can't find this ID. So we need to just paste it again, and we need to get this reverse client ID. So here I need to copy this, and we need to move to the runner and info page and move to the URL types, click on plus, and we need to just paste it in the URL scheme. And once we have done this thing, now we have added both the thing for the Android and the iOS user. Now we can simply test this, but hot reload and hot restart won't work over here. You need to close the complete app and rerun the app again to use the Google authentication in your app. Yeah, now I will show you how our sign in with Google will going to work. So I click to this sign in with Google button, and here you can see that I will just use one of my Google account to simply sign up in the app. Yeah, so give me a few seconds. First let me enter the email ID, then we are going to move forward. Yeah, so here you can see that I have simply signed in with one of my Google account, and let's see what is going to happen. Yes, we have successfully authenticated with the help of Google, and we directly move to the home page. Yeah, so as we are also going to upload the user data to the Firestore database as I have shown you. So let's check to the Firestore database like what all data has been uploaded over there. Yeah, so we'll move to this Firebase and we'll simply refresh this page. Now you will see the users collection with a specific doc ID and the field name that I was talking about. Yeah, so here you will see the users collection. This is the doc ID, and here you will see that I've used uh, not used I've used this email to just sign in with the help of Google, and this is, it simply shows my name, and this is the unique ID that have been provided by me from the Google side, and this is the image that I have simply stored in my Google account. Yeah, so these are all the things, and you have seen that how we can successfully upload the data to the Firestore database, and you get to know what is a collection, document, and the fields. Yeah, so once we do this thing, now once we land to the home page, now let's add the execution for our home page. So I'll move to our home.dart page, and here what I was going to do first, let me create a page from where the users can simply upload the picture of the item they want to dispose, the address where the admin going to pick up that item that will be disposed, and the quantity of the items. Yeah, now we'll move to the pages folder, and we'll simply create a new file name, and here I'm going to just create a file name. We can just write like upload, we can write upload item.dart. Yeah, so here I've just written the page name, and first I'm going to import the package by using material.dart, and we'll write a stateful widget name which will be like upload item. Yeah, so this is the thing that we need to do, something like this. Now once we have done this thing, now we can just pass a scaffold and all the things that we usually pass on each of the Dart files. So write body, container, child, and a column. Now once we have wrote this thing, now at the top I'm going to simply show a page name. You can see a page name which is upload item. Yeah, it is okay. If you have any better idea to indicate as a page name, you can simply go in your way. It's up to your choice. Now once we have done this thing, now I'm going to just pass a text widget, and in the text widget I'm going to just pass the text which is upload item, and we'll just pass the styling by using app widget class dot headline text style, and we'll just pass the font size which will 22.0. Now let me move to this page so that I can show you what all code we have written. So I'll write upload item, and we'll simply hot restart the app, and this is the page. Now I need to bring the text something over here. So for that I just need to, first I'll do one thing, I will just wrap up with a row widget, and in the row widget I'll just pass the container. In the container I just need to pass the decoration first. I'll write decoration, a box decoration, we'll just pass the colors.black, and here I'm going to pass a border radius as well. So I'll write border radius, and we'll just not over here, I'll just write over here border radius dot circular, and we'll just pass 60. Yeah, so this is the thing that we need to do, and here I'm going to just pass a child, sorry, not over here, I'll just pass child icons dot arrow back new iOS rounded, we'll just pass the colors dot white, something like this. Yeah, now once we have done this thing, now we'll just pass the padding edge insert dot all, and we'll just pass 6. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is that first I'm going to provide the elevation to this container. So write material elevation 3.0, and we'll just copy the border radius first, and we'll just paste it something over here. Yeah, so once we have passed this thing, let me provide the margin from the top so that you can see all the things clearly. We'll just pass 40.0. Yeah, so this is the thing, and we'll just pass from the left. I think so we can wrap up with a padding widget, I mean the row widget, we'll wrap up with a padding widget, and here I'll just pass dot only from the left, and we'll just pass 20.0, something like this. And if you want, we can increase the size of this icon, it's up to your choice. So I'll increase the size of an icon which is 30.0, it is okay. And if you want, you can also increase the text size up to 25. Now I'm going to provide the width, so I'll use a size box with media query dot of context dot size dot width. Now you will say, Shivam, why we haven't passed a fixed width to this size box? We can pass, but you can pass, but there will be a problem, like the app will not be responsive. As I've explained you in the starting of the video, that we are going to use a media query to make this app responsive, and some of the widgets that I've already shown you. Now here I'm going to just pass divide by 5 so that it will be in the complete center, and let me fix this something like this. Now once we have shown this, now I'm going to show the curved container, something like this. Yeah, so for that I'm going to just write a container, and in the container I'm going to pass decoration, a box decoration. Now border radius will just pass border radius dot only. From the top left I'll just pass radius dot circular, will just pass 30. Top right will just pass radius dot circular 30, something like this. Now once we have passed this thing, now here I'm going to pass the color as well, so that I can see this container clearly. So let me find that color code, because I don't remind that color code. What is that color code? So let me find that color code and I will get back in just few seconds. Yeah, so here I'll just pass the color, not over here, I'll just pass the color, and in the color I'll just paste the color code. Now you can't see the color, I know that, so I'll just pass the child column and a children. And once we have passed this, now what I'm going to do is that, as I've told you, that I will just show one container from where the user can simply upload the item image they want to dispose. Yeah, so for that I just need to create a container over here, and in the container I'll just pass a decoration, a box decoration, and here I'll just pass the colors dot white, something like this. And here I'm going to just pass the height 150, width 150, something like this. And now you can see the container, I guess. Yeah, you can, but we are going to do one more thing, is that I can't able to see if we have passed the color. Then what is the pyrobilum? I just need to pass the size box first, so I'll write size box height 20.0, something like this. Yeah, and here I'm going to just pass the background color. So background color, which will be colors dot white, that I'm going to pass, something like this. Now the pyrobilum is here, that we have paste this color code, but I can't see this color code. So let me increase this manually and let's test this. Okay, what I'm going to do is that first let's pass the child icon, and we'll just show the icons. Maybe because of an icons we can't see this, so write camera alt outline, something like this. Now you can see that this is the icon that we are going to use, but we can't see the color. Why we can't see the color? Okay, we need to, I think so, wrap up with the expanded widget. Yeah, so here it is, but okay, I just need to pass a width as well. So write media query dot of context dot size dot width. Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking that I have passed all these things, but I can't see the color. So I'll just decrease down the color up to this one. It is okay, I guess. Now here I'm going to just pass the border, and for the border write border, and we'll just write border dot all, and we'll just pass the color, which is colors dot black, and we'll just pass 45, and we'll just pass the width 2.0, which will be enough. Yeah, now here I'll just pass the border radius as well. So write border radius dot circular, and we'll just pass 20, something like this. Now here I'm going to just pass the size box, not a size, I just need to increase the size of this icon. So let's pass 30, and we'll just increase up to 180 and 180. Now once we have passed this thing, I just need to pass the size box. So write size box height, let's pass 30.0, something like this. Yeah, so now you can see that this is the image, or not an image, place where we need to upload the image. I will show you how we are going to do that. If we are using a Firebase storage, if you are using a Firebase storage, not me, I can easily use, but if you are using, then I will show you the process. You can follow the process. If not, both the ways is available. It's up to you, like which path you want to go. Yeah, so here now I'll do one more thing. Here I'm going to just pass the container child, and we'll just pass a text field, and in the text field I'm going to just pass a decoration, input decoration border, input border dot none. Yeah, now you will think that why I'm writing input border dot none. So let me show you before I write this code. So let me pass that color, because you can't see the text field. You will say that I can't see the text field, I know that. So I'll just pass the color, and we'll just pass colors dot white, something like this, colors dot white as well. Now we can see the text field, and the reason why I passed border input border dot none is that here you can see that there is a line. Now I can remove this line by writing border input border dot none. Yeah. So here you can see that the line has been gone from here, and now I can just pass the size box, and we can just pass the space from the top. So I'll write size box height, which will be 20.0, which will be enough, I guess. Yeah, it will be. So I'll write margin as inset dot only. From the left, let's pass 20.0. From the right, let's pass 20.0. And now what I'm going to do, let me show you. So first I'm going to just pass a test widget, and we'll just write like what I'm going to write. We can tell them to enter address first. So I'll write enter your address, or we'll just write address. Enter address. Yeah. So we can write enter your address from where you want the item to be picked. Yeah, something like this. I guess it is okay. If not, we can change it later, but before that, let's pass the styling by using app-widget class dot normal text style. We'll just pass 20.0, which will be enough. Yeah, I said it is enough. Yeah. Now here what I'm going to do is that what I am thinking is that first let's pass the padding as well. So that padding as insert dot only. From the left we can just pass 20.0. From the right we can just pass 20.0, something like this. So enter your address, you want the item to be picked. Yeah, so I've just passed this complete text rather than showing just an address, just to like make more informative, like what the user need to fill address. By just entering the address doesn't make any sense, so I'll just provide the detail, not provide a detail, provide a input in much more detail, so that the user can simply know like what they really need to fill on this respective text field. Yeah, so that's why I've written this long text, you can say that. Now I'll just paste it over here, and we'll just paste 20. Now here I get 10 is okay. Enter your item that need to be picked, we can just do 18 as well, something like this. Now here what I'm going to do is that first I'm going to just pass the hint text. So for the hint text I'll write hint text, and we'll just write the hint text, which is like enter address, something like this. Now once we have passed this, now we can just pass the icon as well. So for the icon what I'm going to do, let me show you. So for that I'll just pass like this, which is suffix icon or prefix icon. Each time I having a confusion between suffix and prefix, so sorry for that. So I'll write icon, and let me write icons dot location on outline. Yeah, location, sorry, yeah, on outline, not on. Yeah, so here once we have done this thing, now we are going to just pass the color to our icon, which will be the colors dot green. Yes, you are right. So I'll write colors dot green, something like this, colors dot green. Yeah, so this is the icon you can see. And now we can just pass the border radius as well. So write border radius dot circular, and we can just pass 20. It is okay, not it is, we can just pass 10. We'll also just pass the hint style, so that it will look good, I guess, not over here. We'll just pass hint style, and we'll use app-widget class dot normal text style. We'll just pass 20.0. Yeah, it is okay. Yeah, so if you want, you can pass the elevation to this text field. It's up to your choice. So like you can just wrap up with a material widget, and not magnifier, a material widget, and we'll just pass the elevation, something like this, which is 3.0. and we just need to wrap up with a container back again, and we'll just cut out the margin from here, and we'll just paste it something over here. Yeah, Now we can copy this complete border radius. We'll just paste it here, where, over here. Yep. So this is the thing that we can do. I guess it will look good. It is. Yeah. So now once we have done this thing, once we have shown the address, now we just need to show the quantity, like how much quantity of the item that need to be picked for the image that the user have been uploaded. Yeah. So here I'm going to just tell the user to enter the quantity of an item to be picked. Yeah, to be picked. Enter the enter the quantity of item to be picked here. So this is the thing. Now you can see that this text is on the complete center, but if you want this, you know that what you need to pass. You are very smart, I guess. You are. So I'll write cross axis element dot start, something like this. Now we can center this image with the help of center widget. So I'll wrap up with a center widget, something like this. And here we are. So this is where we can enter the quantity. So I'll write enter quantity. Now we can just pass the, which is inventory, to indicate the quantity. Now we can just show the button as well. So we'll write button, not button. We'll write container. We'll write decoration, box decoration, color, and for the color, I'll just write colors dot green. And here I'm going to just pass the width, media query dot of context dot size dot width divided by 2. Yeah. So not divided by 2, 1.5. Yeah. So we can pass this. We can pass child text widget. And we'll just write upload, yeah, it is okay, style, add widget class dot white text fill style. We can just pass 22.0. Now you can see this container or a button. Now we can center this with our center widget. We'll just pass the size box, height 30.0, something like this. We can just center again with the help of center widget. So I'll use a center widget. And once we have done this thing, we can increase the size of an text. It's up to our choice here. So I'll write height, we'll just pass 60, and we can pass border radius. So I'll write border radius dot circular, we'll just pass 20. And now we have passed this. If we want, you can pass the elevation, it's up to your choice. So I'll write material widget, and we'll just pass elevation 2.0. We can copy this border radius, and we'll just copy and we'll paste it something over here. Yeah. So this is the thing that we can do to create the button. Yeah. So you can see that it is very easy and very interesting as well, because once you know how to use our widgets, I am damn sure that you will simply enjoy the coding. Yeah. It's just that you know how to use all these widgets, and once you know this, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah. So once we have done this thing, our upload item page has been done. Now let's add a backend for this page. But before that, what I'm going to do is that here I'm going to just pass a string. Now you will say that, Shivam, why I'm passing a string? That's a good question. So string we are passing because, as I've told you, that we are going to allow the user to select a category like what we have shown in the home page. Either they are uploading image or item they want to dispose is a plastic, glass, battery, etc, etc. Yeah. So for that, I just need to get a category first, and once we get a category, we need to get a ID as well, so that we can show that in the user side of the app also, and to the admin side. I don't think so we need to show in the user side. I think so we need, because we have added a pending request section. Yeah, so that's why we need that. So I'll write upload item, and here I'll just write upload item, something like this, and we'll write this dot, and we'll just call the category first, and we'll just write this dot ID. So first I'm going to get the ID, not like this, like this. We just need to pass required, and here I'll just pass the required. Yeah, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah. So once we have passed this thing, now we can just move back to the home page first, and let me navigate the user to the which page? Upload item page. Yeah. So for that, I'll just move to our home.dart page back again, and here. Yeah. So here I'm going to just wrap up the column widget, something like this. Yeah. So I'll wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the onType method, I'll just pass a navigator function. So let navigator dot push, and we'll just push the user to the material page route. Yeah, not a material page route, upload item page. So let material page route context, and we'll push the user to the upload item page. Yeah, so these are the things that we need to do. So here I'm going to just pass the category first. So for the category, I'm going to copy this category name plastic. We are going to copy, we need to paste. Now here there is one thing that I haven't done till now, which is like storing our data locally. Now you will say that Shivam, we are already used a Firebase, then why we are going to store our data locally? That's a good question again. You are smart. Yeah. So the reason behind this, as we are going to not store much of the data locally, we are going to just save the username, his ID, which is his unique ID, his image, and his email ID. So these are the four things that we are going to save locally in our app. If you have followed my old series, do I tell you again and again, because that's all series like are very important for you all to understand a Flutter in much better way. If you haven't, then we are going to use a shared preference to store our data locally, because from the server we can't like call all these four things again and again, because that will not make the app really user friendly, and through the just limited code we can get the data from the shared preference. So if shared preference is available, then why need to call our data from the server? Let's use a shared preference. Yeah, so let me add some necessary code for the shared preference. I won't show like I will show you the code, like what all code we have written in the shared preference, but I won't write the single line a complete code again and again. So that's why I'm going to just show how the shared preference will look like. Yeah. So this is it from this part, as I'm going to show you the shared preference in our next part. But before we end to this part, I'm going to tell you that in our next part we are going to add a backend to our upload item, or you can say the item that the user want to dispose, and we are going to show that in the firestore database, and then through the firestore database we can show that data in the admin panel, right? So these are the some things that we will do in our next part. And as I've told you that we are going to add a reward point page or reward point section, so we are going to do that as well. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.